Hi, my name is Craig, and I work for All Systems Broadband. I am here today to show you ASB's new dynamic line switch. This new passive device is used to automatically switch a phone line, real-time, between POTS and Voice over IP connections. Having both POTS and Voice over IP allows service providers the ability to keep the telco network-powered POTS line with the advantage of Voice over IP. When shifting from POTS to Voice over IP, and the customer wants to keep their current phone number, the phone number must be ported over and reassigned to the new Voice over IP service. The porting process can take several days, requiring an additional service call to make the switch in the physical twisted pair connection.
To install the dynamic line switch, there are only 3 twisted pair connections that need to be made. Looking at the diagram, reading left to right, you'll notice that the first connection to be made is the POTS service. The POTS service is coming into the NID through the subscriber bridge and from there into the POTS connector port on the dynamic line switch. The second connection located in the middle is the termination point from the Voice over IP modem from the new service. And finally, the third connection point to the far right is the twisted pair connection that will go from the dynamic line switch to the telephone or telephone sets inside of the home. The dynamic line switch is designed to be installed when Voice over IP is provisioned to a new customer that desires to maintain their existing phone number and the porting process is not complete. The DLS supports 2 separate line transfers with a capability to provision alarm on the first line. The package is designed to fit within 2 slots of an existing NID and utilizes sealed copper connectivity for solid gauge wires in the range of 26 to 22 gauge. This is a setup of a display that we put together to demonstrate how the DLS would work with 2 inbound lines in white and 1 house phone represented in black. So you see behind the makeshift wall of the house, if you look at the black phone, this will represent the phone that's inside of the home. Just on the other side of the wall, on the right, is the POTS line coming in from the network. Then, in front of the home on the left is the line that represents a Voice over IP calling into the home. So we have 3 different phones set up in the demonstration to show you how different calls are handled under different situations. At the date of the install, the Voice over IP phone will have priority for outbound calls, while the inbound calls will continue to ring to the household phone. So for an outbound call, we'll lift the receiver for the home set, and when we do this, the Voice over IP phone will ring. And if we hang that up, our phone number hasn't been ported yet, so all inbound calls into the home are still coming in over the POTS line. So when we lift up the phone on the right, representing the POTS line, you'll notice that the phone inside of the home still rings when inbound call. Again, we're dialing from out of the house over the VoIP line, but since our number is associated with the POTS line, those numbers still come through to the home line. After the number porting has occurred and inbound calls are routed through the Voice over IP circuit, the dynamic line switch will automatically switch over and eliminate the need for a truck roll to change the termination of the household phones from POTS to Voice over IP. At this time, both inbound and outbound calls will be over the switch packet network of the Voice over IP connection. So now, as we lift the Voice over IP phone to represent an inbound call from a ported number, you'll notice that the home phone is now ringing. Additionally, in this demo, we've set up a situation where the Voice over IP phone has failed, or that circuit has failed due to a power outage inside of the home. So if you look to the right of our demo, you'll see that we have a power strip representing the circuit for the Voice over IP modem. Once we toggle this off, we've now lost power to the inside of the home. Under the circumstances, we can still make outbound calls if the POTS line is still connected. So by placing the call on the home line, the POTS line will ring. So in essence, even though we have a Voice over IP phone for our primary service, we still have the security of Lifeline services out over the POTS line in the event that we lose power to the house. In addition to the other features that we've shown for the DLS, this demo is also set up to show you how an alarm circuit would be integrated in. Typically, to install an alarm, you use an RJ31X jack. We've taken this jack and wired it into the DLS, which is located inside of the NID. When you look at the connection points on top of the DLS, the center two connections provide the in and out circuit for the RJ31X. The RJ31X then has an alarm system plugged into it directly at that point. In this particular setup, we have an alarm dialer placed on the back side of the wall and a sensor that is located on the front door of the simulated house. Once the door is open, the detector will go off and the alarm dialer will call out on the active phone line.
Main door opened. Main door opened. Main door opened.
This concludes our demonstration of the dynamic line switch from All Systems Broadband. Hope you found this informative, but if you have additional questions, please call the number below.